The Queensland Labor government's change back to compulsory preferential voting could increase informal voting and actually backfire, with a strong flow of Pauline Hanson's One Nation preferences to the Liberal National Party. What appeared to be a masterly, if cynical, move from Labor now looks far from smart. This is especially so as opinion polling shows a strong flow of One Nation preferences to the LNP, making it the beneficiary of full preferential voting. Paradoxically, Labor preferences may assist the LNP in some rural seats where One Nation comes second to the LNP. One Nation, which looks set to win a few seats, will itself be helped by preferences from Catter's Australian Party and also from the LNP. The difference between optional and compulsory preferential voting? In April last year, Queensland Parliament increased the number of electoral districts from 89 to 93. This move, initiated by the LNP with the support of crossbench members, was trumped by Labor, also with crossbench support. Labor amended the bill to additionally reintroduce compulsory preferential voting. The introduction by Labor of compulsory full preferential voting owed nothing to democratic electoral theory. Like all previous voting system changes, Labor expected to get some advantage. Labor proposed two related reasons for the change: to reduce informal votes and achieve consistency between state and federal elections. However, optional preferential voting has meant that Queensland elections have the lowest rate of informality across all Australian parliaments. This is despite Queensland having a high informal vote in federal elections. The return to full preferential voting will actually increase the number of informal votes. An informal vote is a ballot paper where the voter has failed to put a number every box, or otherwise not complete it properly. Compulsory, or full preferential, voting requires an elector to number every box beside each candidate on the ballot paper sequentially in order of the voter's preference. If no candidate achieves a majority of one vote on the first count, the candidate with the lowest number of votes is eliminated from the ballot, and their votes allocated to the remaining candidates according to the eliminated candidate's second preference. This process continues until one candidate reaches a majority, 50% plus 1, of votes. The aim is to elect the most preferred candidate, rather than the simple plurality required under first-past-the-post voting. FPV formal ballot paper example. Electoral Commission of Queensland. This is the system used in federal elections and in all other states except New South Wales, which uses optional preferential voting. Queensland elections were conducted via full preferential voting from 1962 until 1992. Optional preferential voting was then introduced following a recommendation of the Electoral and Administrative Review Commission. Under optional preferential voting, voters can choose how many, if any, preferences they allocate to candidates. They can simply vote one, or they can vote for some or all candidates in order of their preference.